FX Masterclass is about to commence. Next to me is Michael Sorial. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Well, thank you. Now, Michael, what is it that you do within OFX?
I'm a senior client manager, take care of the e-commerce side of the business.
Yeah.
So essentially look after clients and their expectations, manage their FX requirements and needs. Just make the process as smooth as possible for them.
And how have those customer expectations changed over the last few years?
I mean, in the e-commerce space, it's quite unique. Being so dynamic, things change month to month, year to year. Customer sentiment around products changes. So, in terms of foreign exchange requirements, it can vary. It's just important to be able to keep up to date with new offerings from the likes of Afterpay, Klarna, PayPal, and just facilitating a streamlined and smooth process.
So with today's masterclass, the one of the four, what exactly can we expect? What will you be covering?
Basically, we're going to be talking about market sentiment, the products and offerings that surround foreign exchange, basically how you can utilise cost saving and risk management for businesses.
Yeah.
Save under your bottom line, basically talk about one of our key integrations, which was with CargoWise, and talk about how they utilise our API and our system and infrastructure. So it's going to be an interesting discussion to see how our services and how our products can apply to so many different types of businesses.
Now, Michael, it seems like risks taking and savings is highly used.
Yes.
What impact has this had on most companies out there, and how aware are they of the different options to make their business easier?
Yeah, for sure. So with COVID and the supply chain shortages, the issues that have arisen from that, the constraints that have arisen, it's caused businesses to try and save each dollar as much as they can. Basically, foreign exchange is an expense to businesses. It takes out of their bottom line. So any savings there are highly appreciated by any business. Utilising things like forward contracts and firm orders or limit orders to be able to try and hedge your foreign exchange risk, ultimately try and cost save. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball to be able to tell the future, but there are things that we can do to make sure that the risk is minimised to some degree, and sometimes greater degrees than others. But there's definitely things we can do as account managers, as a business, to inform the client of things that they may not already know of. So the second part of your question, I wouldn't say that many clients are very in the know about the different types of product offerings. No, I wouldn't say so. And then once those conversations do arise, it's kind of an moment, especially in the e-commerce space, where majority of the funds come to the business. Yeah. So inward payments versus outgoing payments. Yeah. When those discussions do end up happening, it's quite a special thing.
And how do you see the market change over the next 5 years?
So I think there's going to be a big boom in the e-commerce space. Obviously, the impacts of globalization in a positive sense are going to be felt, and they're already being felt. Being able to access products internationally that you couldn't have before, it's opening up a whole different market, opening up the possibility of you doing business yourself as a layperson.
Yeah.
So the amount of entrance into the market's going to increase. The amount of attitudes will change from what people would traditionally believe versus what they have to now believe, because the system is so dynamic. It's in terms of the economy where we are at the moment, it's quite uncertain globally, and I think that's putting a lot of pressure on these businesses and these global sellers. So it's interesting to see how that pans out over the next 12 months, to see what kind of strategies they have moving forward.
But it seems that despite the pressures, it's given the consumers the control to actually sit back and think about the next steps forward and the right strategy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing how certain businesses are impacted or have benefited off these changes obviously allows the consumer to direct their attention accordingly. Yeah. And it gives them a sense of trust in the process that no matter what, there's never a position where they're completely disadvantaged. There's always opportunity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And lastly, Michael, what sets FOREX apart from the rest of the competitors? What is so unique about you guys?
So I would say exemplary customer service, the offering of a dedicated client manager, which you can call, email anytime, pick up the phone, have a discussion, whether it be formal or informal, understanding that we have your best interests at mind. We are acting on behalf of you and for you. And obviously 24-hour service. So even when they're outside of business hours, if you need something done, there'll be a dealer in the United States or the UK in the respective time that will be able to assist you. I mean, that's unparalleled, and our attitude towards our clients is of paramount importance to us.
Yeah.
We hold them to the highest stead and hope that they hold us to the highest stead as well as the company. So, I mean, putting faces to names and knowing that we're people here too, and we care about you as much as we would like to hope that you care about us. Yeah. It's definitely less of a manager-client relationship and more of a partnership between us and our clients. So, yeah.
Thank you. Well, it was such a real pleasure to meet you here in person, and we do look forward to what's going to be discussed here at the first Masterclass.
Yes.
So thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.